Is what? That's right. Yeah, art helps us to express our emotions, right? Music as an art form, it pushes our emotions faster and longer than any other art form. That's why music makes so much money because it gets us emotional quicker and longer than any other art form, okay? But what art does is it takes painful things that happen to us in life and turns it into something beautiful that lasts forever. Does everybody understand that? Right? It takes all the pain in life. So if there's a painting of people at war, and people are dying at war, and it's very painful, right? A great artist will paint that, and that painting will last forever. The more time goes on, the more money that painting is worth. $200 million for one painting. Because it turned pain into something beautiful forever. All right? That's why art is so important. So for you to be a complete person, you have to develop skill in art, athletics, and academics. And the more you get good at one of them, the more it gets good at all of them. Right? What were you gonna say? Yeah. It's priceless. Forever. Yep. So if you go on and become like a great actor or you become like a great inventor of something, because you did that piece of art, people will buy it for millions of dollars because you did it. All right? So art, all the rich people, like the rappers and athletes, when they want to take money and hide it from the government, I know this sounds a little weird, they put it in art. Because art, can anybody tell you that that piece of art is worth $1 million and that piece of art is worth $5? No, because you can say no. I think it's worth $1 million. Who's to say it's not, right? And that's why it potentially makes so much. Does everybody understand this? It's a little weird. Just know that as you grow older, you're going to see this in your life. Art, athletics, and academics. They call them the 3 A's. And because you guys are the gifted and talented, you need to focus in on making sure you're good at least one. Very good. All right? And if you do, you'll get accepted to colleges. People will give you jobs. People will give you things. Everybody else will be chasing after money and success. Success will chase you. Do you understand? So Beyonce, what is she good at? Is she good in art, athletics, or academics? Art. Right? Who else? Jaylen Brown. Do you know who Jaylen Brown is? Jaylen Brown. Do you know how smart Jaylen Brown is? Do you know Jaylen Brown actually got accepted to MIT as an engineer? He's like freakishly smart genius. Do you know that? MIT is the school that Iron Man went to become an engineer. Jaylen Brown, Iron Man went to MIT. Iron Man is an engineer from MIT. I didn't know that either. He got accepted to that school. That school was like, please, Jaylen Brown, come to our school. We'll let you come here for free. He goes and teaches at MIT. Iron Man is a fit, but Jaylen Brown is like Iron Man. He could be like Iron Man. Like he could invent something and be just like Iron Man. Jaylen Brown is the basketball player who's got the biggest contract in the history of the NBA. $350 million. No one has ever gotten a contract that big. And everybody thinks he's just an athlete, but he's actually smarter academically than he is athletically. The NBA thought that he was too smart to play in the NBA. They didn't think he would be that good of an athlete. And they were wrong. You understand? So you can be good in all three. What are the three A's? What are they? Art, athletics. Those are the three things you want to concentrate on. If you get good at least one, you can be a star. People, the whole world will look up to you. All right? Do you believe me? The whole world. So what? So you know what? Money is just people giving you their money for you to give them some sort of pain relief, right? Why does Beyonce make so much money? What pain does she cure? Is it emotional, physical? Emotional, right? And what did we say? We said emotional pain is which one? Is it the worst one? Yeah, emotional pain is the worst one. People can't take emotional pain, right? But people can. So guess what we're going to learn to do today? All right, enough of that. What we're going to learn to do today? We're going to learn how to invent our own stuff. Today we're going to be inventors. You're going to take what's in your brain and you're going to make something that nobody has ever seen before, and then you're going to have to tell people why it protects them from pain and why they should pay a certain amount of money for it. We're going to all do that today.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you publish something, people always copy and make it cheaper so more people buy it?
That's right.
What's the point of even making it?
That's right. So that's a great. You know what Moses just said?
No.
He said that whenever you make something, people always copy it and then try to tell people to buy your stuff instead of theirs, right? What is that called? It's called fraud. Okay, it's illegal. But what is it called? It begins with a C. Copy. Wow, that's good. Copyright. It's called competition. Competition, right? So, as the CEO of your own company, you're going to be the owner of your own company one day. What company are you going to start? Nails? You're going to invent some new nail stuff? Okay, what about you? You don't know yet? What about you, Moses? Art? You're going to do art? You don't know yet? Okay. Does anybody know what you're going to do? Okay, well, study. Cheerleading, you're going to invent something for cheerleaders. Okay, that's good. Clothing, that's good. Marine biology. I wanted to be a marine biologist when I was young. My mom used to watch that. Yes.
Like a lawyer, doctor, or a hair.
Okay. Why do lawyers make so much money? What pain do they help people with? What about when people fall down or get hit by a car? What do? You go see a lawyer and they help you get money for your pain and suffering. Right? Hair, right? Who was the first black millionaire in America? The first black person to become a millionaire in America after slavery, what was her name? These are all good guesses.
Come on, guys, you know who she is.
Harriet Tubman. No, she helped free the slaves on the Underground Railroad. There you go. Say it again. Madam C.J. Walker. What did she invent? What did she invent? A hair product. So why did hair make her the first millionaire in America? Because what? Say it again. It helped our black hair. So why are black people in pain about hair? Because we're so we're trying to compare our hair to other people, that because we live in this country, we're surrounded by all these people that don't look like us, and we're trying to fit in emotionally, right? We want them to accept us, and part of them accepting us is us trying to look like them, right? We want to come. If we come into an office and it's full of people that don't necessarily look like we do, we don't want them to say, "Oh, you're different." we're not going to give you the job because you don't look like us, right? So we want to look like them. Like I put this shirt on today, right? I'm trying to look like a business person. I want to fit in. So Madam C.J. Walker invented the straightening comb so that we could fit into society. I don't necessarily 100% want to do that, but that's how she got rich. She recognized that we were in pain over that, and she said, "I'm gonna fix it." Okay? So you have to be able. What did she do? Did she discover pain? She discovered it. She saw it. Everybody else was like, "Oh, who cares about hair?" Madam C.J. Walker was like, "No, everybody cares about hair, and I'm going to invent a product people are going to be dying to buy it from me." All right. So Moses said, when you invent stuff, people are going to try to copy it. What are they called? Haters. Haters, right? All right. So if you invent a pencil, if you invent a new pencil that could sharpen itself, do you think that would make you a lot of money? No more pencil sharpeners. No pencil sharpeners. That would make somebody broke, right? And you would, yes, my dear. That's right. That's right. Remember we talked about a disruptive innovation before? Remember that word? All right? That's what you have to do. In school, they tell you sit down and don't be disruptive. But when you go into the real world, I want you to break stuff. I want you to come up with ideas that are going to destroy the competition. That's your job. Say that again. Say that again. Yeah, baking. So what if you came up with a new idea? This is an idea. What if you came up with an idea for a pan to bake cakes in that when you took it out of the oven, you didn't need oven mitts. It didn't get hot. It didn't burn you. Oh my God.
That's impossible.
You think it's impossible?
It's really not.
Nothing is impossible. What if you discovered a material that no matter how long you left it in the oven, it didn't get hot, and you could take it out of the frying pan. You could take it out of the oven without burning your hands. You'd be rich. Oh no, you don't have to put on.
But that material would cost a lot of money. And how would you get that material if you don't have money yet?
That's right, Moses. That's why you're so smart. Go ahead. No more oven. You don't need any more oven mitts. All the people now that you are making money off of oven mitts, they're out of business. You're in charge now.
Oven mitts that don't burn you. Oven mitts don't burn you.
Yeah, they don't. Nothing will always be impossible.
If anything is possible, Moses.
So I could fly without anything.
I don't think so.
Impossible.
Moses. I'm sorry, man. What are you gonna say? Yes. What's your question? I can't hear you, my dear. Say that again.
I have two questions.
Okay.
About something I want to do.
Okay. Okay.
So I want to make like my own radio set.
You want to make your own Lego set. You want to make your own Radio Shack. Radio? I'm sorry. I can't hear you, sweetheart. I'm so sorry.
You gonna make a radio set?
Radio, like a radio to listen to music? Okay, that's cool. And what is it going to be?
How will I get a lot of money if like someone it's like if I was supposed to make a contribution, how would
That's a great question. So how are you going to get money to do this? Right? I just want to add, that's a very important question. She said, if she wants to come up with an idea for a new radio, right? How is she going to get the money to build it? You know how? You have to.
By getting a loan? By getting a job.
Maybe. You have to get investors.
Yeah.
There are, so there are rich people, right? Rich people that are gonna. Well, tell me your name. My daughter's name is Skylar. There are rich people who will be like, Skylar was in the gifted and talented class at Crispus Attucks Elementary School, so we know she's smart, and they're gonna believe in you. They're gonna believe in your idea, and they're gonna give you the money to make your product. All right, so you have to watch how you behave. You can't do anything crazy that's going to make people say, you know what, Skylar is not as smart as I thought she is. People like how people believe in if Jalen Brown right now needed $1 billion because he felt he was going to invent something crazy going to change the world, investors would give it to him because he has a track record of being smart and athletic and academics. So they trust him as a product. And they would say, you know what? I'm going to invest in Jalen Brown. I'm going to invest in Skylar. Because she got straight A's when she was in school, and she's worth the money. I trust her. Okay? And people will give you all the money you need to make mistakes and do it over. And they'll give you money to make this thing, even if it takes 10 years. Because they know when you finally get it right, it's going to make billions. They're going to invest in you. Okay? It's very important. They might steal it. Because it's going to make a lot of money. So what you got to do before you tell anybody, you have to get something called a patent. So you own it. A patent. All right? A patent says, what's your name? Your name is Skylar too? Oh, popular name. So a patent says, Skylar owns this idea, and anybody that takes this idea, we're going to take them to court. Whatever money they make off of it, we're going to give it to Skylar. It's called intellectual property. That means the ideas in your mind are important and they're worth money. All right? Lawyers will help you do that. I'm sorry, you next.
What if I made an automatic shuffling machine for for the people who hate shuffling?
That's a dope. That's an amazing.
That already exists. That already exists. Automatic shuffling machine. That exists, sadly.
That exists already?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. See, you know what happens a lot of times when I come to these classes and people start coming up with really good ideas, then they go online and they're like, oh, somebody beat me to it. They already had that idea. It's already a product.
Well, what if you can enhance that?
That's right. That's right. So you know what happens when you find out? 1 second, my dear. As you find out that somebody's already invented your product, you have to reinvent it with more what? Begins with a V. With more value. You said that? That's smart girl. Yes. So you have to add more value to it. So if you have a car, right? Right? The person who invented the car, what is the car invented to do? Save us time and energy, right? From having to walk, right? How can we add value to the car so that navigation system, power steering, air condition, drive by itself. Elon Musk, who did that? Elon Musk has a drivable car. Self-drive, yeah. The Tesla drives itself. Well, that's a plane. All right? Ooh, I just had an idea. Skylar. When my daughter used to go to private school and I didn't have a car, I'd have to buy Ubers for her every morning, right? What if I had a remote control where I didn't have to worry about her being in a car with some strange man? I had a remote control that I could control the car and drive her to school from home. Would I feel emotionally safe that my daughter's safe? I wouldn't be worried about some strange.
A giant toy car.
That's a giant toy car, right? Right? But if I had, that's a great idea. You see that idea? All right. So yes.
In
What if the what if the controller is by batteries and the battery runs out?
Oh, then you gotta just set the middle.
What if you had a battery that never died?
That's possible. You can't.
How much money is that worth? A battery? Billions.
You can't but
A solar powered battery. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. These are great ideas. We should close the door before somebody hears these. I'm joking. Before somebody hears these ideas and steal them, and your teacher makes these and then takes your ideas. Go ahead. Yeah, waterproof, right? So you're adding more value to it, right? What if you have a car that has, what about when it snows, right? When it snows, well, check this out. When it snows and there's so much snow outside piled up on everybody's car, right? I used to have a car where I didn't have to shovel my car out of the snow. I would literally just open the door, open the door, start the car engine, and press a button, and the car would just melt all the snow right off of it. And then it had air suspension so that I could just drive right over the snow. Everybody else would be out. I would just get in my car and drive right off. Right? I love that car. Yes, all right?
So, like, you know how the pool is frozen?
Yeah.
How about we just make blowers, like blowers inside the pool, and then the blowers just push it up?
This is very scientific, Moses. This is very scientific. Yes.
What if you had a secret and a cold car, so no one even get on it with
That would be a dope idea. Can I say, these are all great. Can I say one quick thing? Can I say one quick thing? Do you guys notice that whenever you come up with ideas, you always say, what if? You notice that? How many people have said, what if we had, what? You notice that? You notice that?
Yeah.
You know what that means? That means that when the brain is going to start making stuff to solve a problem, it says what if to itself. When people discover things, and if you watch now, when you see commercials, they'll always say what if at the beginning. All right? You notice that? A lot of you have been saying, what if we had it? What if, right? So whenever you hear a car start, like, vroom, vroom, right? When the brain starts to like think about sees a problem and starts to like get in gear to solve that problem, the brain says, what if? It asks itself that question. You guys understand that? So whenever you see a problem, you should start thinking to yourself, what if? All right? What's your idea? Okay, that's okay.
So, like, emotional pain, it leads to physical pain.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people, they hurt themselves when they're going through a lot of pain.
Yeah.
So, I feel like there should be, like, an invention to stop people
from getting in so much emotional pain that they hurt. That's a very good idea. You know what? You know who gets paid lots of money to help people do that? Therapists. I was watching you last night. I was thinking about you guys. A video about somebody called a neurologist. You know what a neurologist does? What does a neurologist do? Yeah. Okay, that's okay. A neurologist is a doctor that studies the human brain. Right? I'm gonna send. Why? I always know that I can remember your name because of LeBron James. I can't. All right. So I'm gonna send this video to Miss LeBron, and she was talking about the different parts of the brain that control certain emotions. Right? They literally know what part of the brain controls certain emotions, and they were talking about the things that you can do to make your brain stronger. What do you think one of the best ways to make your brain stronger and protect it from emotional pain is? One of the best ways. One of the 3 A's. Art, athletics, and which one is it? Athletics. Athletics. Athletics actually makes your brain stronger, and it releases drugs in your body to make you happy.
That's not good.
Natural, I said drugs, it wasn't the right word. I shouldn't have used that word. I meant natural hormones in your, so whenever you guys go to the gym and go play in break time, and when you run and jump and does it make you feel better? You feel, oh, you feel excited? That's no?
I feel tired.
Feel tired?
Yeah, I feel exhausted.
Feel what? You feel exhausted, okay. Yes, what's your question?
My question is, if I wanted to make a new invention that your phones can charge without plugging the charger in,
That's a great invention.
can I ask one of my lawyers, if I have many lawyers, can I ask one of my lawyers if they can ask
Patent?
a scientist to make it happen?
Yes. Yeah, if you have like somebody in your class.
I said without
Yeah, if you have somebody in your class that's really good at science, you should hire them on your team, right? And you both become a company. They're the chief technology officer of your company. You're the chief executive officer of your company. And the two of you can make the next Google or the next Apple. What's your idea?
What if I made like a place where people can have therapy and each of them gets a corner, and then there's this one big room where they all can do therapy together in real life and take and let go of their emotions
Yeah, I think they have something like that now. Like the people when they do when like if like they call them support groups. They have them. Yeah, when people are in emotional pain, like if a mother or a father were to have the ultimate pain and lose their child for like a disease or something, they would have other people that sit in a room and talk about their pain together. Yeah.
I made a room provider. Like you rent this room, it provides food, air, water.
Sounds like a house.
And then when you pay $100 a month. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. For homeless people? Okay. All right, so you know what yes, my dear. I think everybody in this room has really good ideas, right? That's dope. That's dope. Say that again. Say that again. Say it loud. I want everybody to hear your idea. What if you combine Google and Siri and you create Googus? Googus? That's great. All right, that's very funny. But that's actually what we're going to do right now. We're going to do that right now. All right. So I'm going to. That's actually true, right? So we're gonna go. I'm gonna show you guys how great inventor. Have you ever heard people say there's nothing new under the sun? You ever heard of that?
No.
You ever heard of that? No. That means that everything that people are going to invent, right? You guys are going to grow up, and you guys are going to be the inventors and the owners of companies, and you guys. That's in your future. Everything that you young people are going to invent is already here. What you're gonna do is do exactly what he just said. You're gonna take things that are already here, you're gonna put them together in a way that nobody else thought of, and you're gonna make something new. That's right. So hey, guys, do you you remember the iPod? Do you remember the iPod? With Apple, the Apple iPod. The Apple iPod, right? Mr. Brown, hold on. The Apple iPod, right, was an invention that Steve Jobs from Apple came up with, where you just had a little thing that looked like a phone, but it had thousands and thousands of songs on it, right? Before that, one second, my dear, one second. I'm gonna come to you one second. Before the iPod, people used to have to walk around with a pack of CDs in their backpack. Like my knapsack would be full of CDs, and I would have or they would have this thing called, what was it called, the CD player or the 8-track, right? Right? We're gonna look at these things right now, right? Right. So look, This is what people had before the iPod. Wait a minute. This right here. That's what people had before the iPod. They'd have to walk around. Yeah. Well, this is right, and this could only play one CD at a time, right? One CD at a time. How much is it? $84. $84 for this, right? Right? $84 for this. And all you can 85. Yeah, 85. Right? And that means you have to walk around with 100 CDs in your backpack, and you have to walk around with this thing. You have to plug it into your ears, right? Hold on, one second, Moses, right? So is that a lot of time and energy to have to change the CDs and right? That's annoying, right? It's painful. It's gonna cost you time and energy, right? It's physical pain because now you got to walk around with all these CDs, right? You could lose them, you could drop them. One second, my dear, right? So Steve Jobs, he discovers this. He sees this. He's watching people, right? And he says, you know what? Instead of what if? That's the first thing. What if? You have to have the idea. You have to be like, what if we did this a better way? What if we got rid of this, right? All these buttons, and we just gave you we took a computer with thousands and thousands and thousands of songs and combined it with that and made an iPod. You see that?
Why is the iPod so small?
Because you don't have. Do you want to walk around with a big computer on your back every day?
Oh, but it's like I can palm it.
You can put it in your pocket. All right. Is it better? Hold on, guys. Is it less painful than walking around with all those CDs and having to juggle that and figure it out, right? Now all you just have is this one device and you can listen to thousands of songs. So what he did is he took the computer and took this, which is called a CD player. Before they used to have cassette tapes. You remember, guys? Are you too young to know what cassette tapes are? Right? Hold on. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. Let's look at the cassette. Look, this is what people look. I used to have to walk around with this. This is a cassette tape player. No. So this is a cassette tape player, right? Look how. So you have to take that out. How many cassettes now do you have to walk around with? Yeah, people used to have to walk around with all these cassette tapes in their knapsack on their back with this thing so that they can hear music, and then they have to take it out, they have to change it, right? Is that time and energy? Yeah. Yeah. So now that you're gonna say, oh, you in the back, you're gonna say.
that if maybe in millions of years, our world will become so advanced that there will that scientists were able to prevent the sun from going supernova.
Anything's possible. It's possible.
I think that's not possible.
I think. What's your name? Theta. Are you good in science? Science is your favorite subject? That's very impressive. Really smart young lady. Yeah, I honestly need to look up supernova. What does the sun, when the sun goes supernova, what does it do?
Explode. It's gonna
Explode.
explode.
That's what supernova means. Yeah. I don't know. That's, yeah. That's a really good question. I honestly don't think I don't have enough information to answer that question right now. I'd have to study that. All right? Yes. That's a pretty dope invention, right? What if you had a scooter that was programmed to take you to school and you didn't have to take the bus? Kind of, but it knows. But you don't. All you have to do is sit on it, and it'll just take you to school. It knows how to take you. Yeah, yeah.
That's a hoverboard.
Oh, I can't hear her. What'd she say?
New York is not really the safest place to be driving around.
That's right. So what if this scooter had a navigation system that was attached to a satellite that knew where the traffic was and could stop and could navigate all that so that you're safe? What if What if the scooter That's true. What if the scooter was connected through Wi-Fi to the police so that anybody that came too close to you, the scooter would stand back, protected, like.
Or it has
But they wouldn't listen to a scooter. They would say, "Oh, I'm just gonna take her anyway because nobody's around."
What if the scooter had cameras on it that could take a picture of the person and was armed with weapons? Guys, you see everybody saying what if? Everybody's saying what if, right? What if is the language of people that are going to make stuff. But you know what also I want you also to know? The elders, the youth, you guys are youth, right? You guys, people say that the youth are the inventors of tomorrow. And you are. And the elders, I'm an elder now, right? We are the keepers of tradition. So my job is to give you guys tradition to create stuff, and you guys have to invent the future with all the math and the reading and the writing. Yes? That's a great idea. Like Iron Man, like as soon as somebody gets too close to you, just protects you. Yeah. Yeah. In the back, my dear. Yeah. Hold on, I just want to hear an idea. We're gonna look at how to invent stuff in a little bit. 1 second. Go ahead, my dear. Go ahead. Yeah, that's a risk, right? That's a risk, right? So that's why we have to have a really good scientist, and there's a department in the technology company called research and development, right? You know what they do? You know what they do? They test the scooter over and over and over and over until the scooter doesn't even know how to make a mistake. You keep having people walk up and see if the scooter malfunctions. You do it 1,000 times over and over and over again for 2 years, and once the scooter stops malfunctioning, all the kinks are out, then you release it and start selling it. That's called research and development. That's why you're inside. That's why you're in school. That's why you have to do things over and over and over again repetitively. Because when you work in an R&D department, that's what they have to do. They have to test it. They have to, like when you see the car commercials and they crash the car into the wall and then they measure it and they crash the car into the wall again and measure it. They're making sure that what she just said doesn't happen when they start selling the car. Okay? Yeah, of course. I told Principal Thompson that this class was the Shark Tank for engineers, and that's why he bought it for you. You know what Shark Tank is? People would come up with ideas, and then they have people invest in them. Okay. Yes, my dear. All right, we gotta. All right.
What if the scooter had like a metal detector that detected
Look at that. Somebody invented something. So you see how I was like stumbling around here?
Yeah.
Some scientist invented it and said, no, touchscreen. And look how much time and energy that's. What if the thing turned off to turn it back on again? Right? That would be annoying, right? Yeah, so go ahead. All right, 1 second. I just want to these are all great ideas, right? You guys are all really, really sharp and impressive. We're going to start learning how to make your own products right now.
No, are we gonna present our project?
Yeah.
Just one. What?
All right. 3 more questions, and then we gotta go on with the lesson. Go ahead. You can. That's pretty dope. That's the future. They have that. You know what? My mom, when I was in 6th grade, what grade did you guys know?
4.
When I was in 6th grade, right, a little boy, my mom took me on a trip to Europe, right? Big trip, right? In the audio book, I talk about it, right? And we took something called a hovercraft across the ocean to Paris. It was a big plane, and it's called a hovercraft. You should look it up, right? We took the hovercraft across the ocean so that we didn't have to get on a boat or anything. We just got in a hovercraft and just skated across the ocean. It was fun. I'm gonna show you what a hovercraft is.
It's a helicopter, right?
No. A helicopter goes in the air.
Look, this is a hovercraft. And it was a big one. It was like a plane. It was like a plane, and there were like 200 people on it. But it was round, and it just floated right across the ocean.
That's real like a jet ski.
It looks like a jet ski. We took this. Oh, there you go. Chief Creative Officer right there. All right?
Because if you go, you have a hoverboard, it's not a hoverboard because if you go too fast, it'll actually throw you off because of how fast you're going.
Yeah.
And you have to turn it back on and get on it and pace yourself.
Yeah.
You have automatic
it's like an inner tube and a jet ski together. All right. So these are all cool ideas that scientists come up with, and they come up with these ideas doing exactly what we're doing right now. Do you know what we're doing right now? Do you know what this is called? This 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 is called in the world, in the corporate world, they call this a think tank. Think tank. Meaning think tank.
What if scientists recreated a hoverboard and recreated it to the point it doesn't go far?
That's what we have to do. The scientists have to do research and development. They have to look at the speed. They have to know numbers and math and calculus to make sure that your weight. Engineers figure this stuff out. This is why math is important. They have to know what your weight is. They have to know how fast the thing is going, right? They have to calculate friction and inertia, and they calculate all this. And when you're on a hoverboard and it doesn't throw you off, it's because the engineers calculated the math to a decimal point 0.00009 so that you're safe. You understand? So this is why math is important.
Well, when it's going too fast, why doesn't it cut like a little straight up and both TV?
You should invent that. Because you didn't invent it, that's why. All right. All right, 3 more questions, then we're going to get on. All right, go ahead, buddy.
So what if we made something that help us move away from supernova and from space?
Who can afford that?
If the world works together,
That's a great question, right? If we invent something like that that can protect us from the sun exploding, who's going to be able to afford that? Remember, guys, if we make these things, right? You guys have great imagination. If you make something this amazing, you have to make sure that people can afford it.
What if we made a type of hoverboard that, like the skateboard, not the skateboard, the scooter. If somebody came to cook, it would stop them and it would go invisible and like Iron Man take out a body.
Of course, you can do all this, but you understand how much math that's going to be to do that? You're going to have to be a mathematician. So when you're in math class, all of these things that you're saying, this is what math does. It's going to calculate. First of all, you're going to have to be an electrical engineer to make sure the voltage on that device doesn't shock someone and kill them. You're going to have to understand current and voltage, electromagnetic fields. All of this stuff goes into making all this cool technology that people buy.
Now when there's like electric field around it, not by it.
Yeah, all of that is electrical. That's what I'm an electrical engineer. You know how hard it was? I had to study for 5 years circuits and physics, all of these things to make cool stuff like what you guys are coming. It's cool to have the ideas, but then to perfect it, you have to. When you're in school and you're saying, why do I need math? Why do I need to study all this? These are the reasons why. Because if you want cool stuff like this, to make it work, we need the math. It's all math.
And so everybody could get it, I would only make about $150.
That's right. That's right.
What if the hoverboard what if the scooter or hoverboard not to shock them in the heart because then they might die?
That's some serious technology. That's some serious technology. Yeah, you can do that. That means you have to know. That means you have to have doctors in your company, in your research department, to know how much electricity a human being can take before it kills them. You have to have doctors on your team. Okay? You have to be to do this, you're going to need a team of gifted and talented students to pull this off. It's going to be a team. People have to work on different parts of this invention together for years to perfect it. Do you understand why you're in school? This is why you're in school. So when people say, I'm never going to use this, I don't know why we have to be in school, this is boring. It's not boring when you're making stuff. Okay. Are we on your time? We need to.
No, I just wanted to.
Okay, yeah. So guys, so this is all great stuff. So now I'm going to show you how we actually do this. I bought my see, like YouTube right now, right? I can go on here. Resistors and capacitors, you can learn about. We'll learn in this class. We will examine. All right, so I have like this thing in my knapsack, right? That I was gonna have to pull out and push in here and put into this adapter here. I could have done that, right? But then I would have had to move I'm filming myself, so I would have to move that. That would have been annoying to me, right? So I just use YouTube, time and energy, and I pull up the same presentation without having to move my film camera, right? That's helping me to do things in less time and less energy because Moses is falling asleep. All right, you okay? Good, Moses? All right, still with me? All right, so this is a presentation that I did, which explains what we were just going over what we were just doing. Now, right here are the 4 tools that we're going to use to make something. All right? I know this is, remember we said, we came up with some really cool inventions here, right? Stuff that can make us all rich if we were able to do it, right? Right? Now we actually have to figure out how to do it. This is where we need you to be gifted and talented, right? This thing at the bottom is called, has anybody ever heard the word logic? What, do you know what logic is? I'm going to tell you what logic is. I'm going to tell you. What is logic?
Logic is brain power.
Hey, yeah. Logic, you know the easiest example of how to understand logic is the stoplight. Has anybody ever seen a stoplight?
Yeah.
Let's look at that really fast, right? Hold on. All right, this is a stoplight. Oh, let's look at this one. This is a better picture. How do we get this thing to expand? All right, whatever. This is a stoplight, right? The stoplight says, if red, what do we do?
Stop.
If yellow, what do we do?
Slow down.
Prepare to stop. If green, what do we do? Go. That is logic. If something happens, you do this. And that's how the brain works. Right? If you're hungry, what do you do? If you're sad, what do you do?
Cry.
If you're hot, what do you do?
Turn on it.
You go later. Right? God, ladies and gentlemen, that is logic, and that's how the brain thinks about inventing all the stuff that we were just talking about today. As simple as it sounds, do you know who invented the stoplight? Do you know a black person invented the stoplight?
Yeah.
You know that? I didn't invent that. I didn't know that. I forgot his name too. Do you think America could be as powerful as it is without the stoplight?
No.
Why? People would be crashing. People wouldn't be able to get from New York to LA because how would they do it? They'd crash into each other, right? Garrick Morton, right? So this simple logic controls the world, right? It controls the world. It's part of, as soon as you wake up in the morning, you start performing something called a logic statement. And now I'm going to show you how to use this logic to invent stuff, all right? Just bear with me. Now this is an example of logic. You ever seen these little symbols right here? Right, the less than, equal than, those symbols, right? Those when you see them and you don't know what they're for training your brain to think logically. Let's see if I have the right presentation. All right. Now this is how the brain thinks about innovation. Do you know what innovation is?
No.
The word innovation means coming up with something new. That's what innovation means. Making new stuff. What makes, you know that innovation and making new stuff makes more money than anything on earth. The best way to make a lot of money is to make new stuff. That's why you're all here. When you make new stuff, do you have to write about it? You have to write about it, because what if you have a new super soaker water gun, right? And you walk into the store, do people know what it is just looking at it? Well, on the packaging, what do you have to do? You have to tell people what it is. People are going to look at it. People are going to look at it like, what's this? And they're going to pick it up and they're going to look at the packaging and then they're going to read what it does. And they'll be like, oh, this super soaker water gun can shoot water across the street. Mom, can you buy this for me? Right? Right? So that's why you guys are in school learning to write. What if you can't read? You're not good at reading. Are you going to be able to know what the super soaker water gun does?
No.
What if the super soaker water gun, if you're trying to make the super soaker water gun and you wanted to shoot water across the street, what are you going to need? You're going to need reading, math, right? What are you going to need? Which one? You're going to need math. You're going to need math and science, right? So is the super soaker water gun fun? So all of that fun, you had to take the math and the reading to make all that fun. A power washer? Do you know who invented the super soaker water gun? Do you know a black engineer invented the super soaker water gun? That's exactly how he invented it. He was in the bathroom and water shot out of the bathroom and blew him off the toilet, I think, or something crazy. And that's where he got the idea for the super soaker water gun. Lonnie Johnson, he was an engineer. He was a black engineer, and it went up his whole, he tells a story about it. It went up his whole bathroom. And he said, what if I take that same technology and make a water gun out of it? Do you know how much money he made off of the super soaker water gun? He made like $75 million off of inventing that super soaker water gun. He's an engineer. He's a black man, he's an engineer. Okay? But guys, remember what you said earlier today? You said, what if I take Siri and Google and created what? Google-us, right? Googus, right? That was kind of funny, right? He said, what if I took Siri and Google and made Google-us? That's actually really funny, right? Well, guess what? That's exactly what rich inventors do. Exactly what he just said. All right? And you know why they can do that? They can do that because they understand the difference between Siri and Google. Google Siri is Google with voice recognition.
So that's a Google.
That's right. So the people who invented Siri, they said, in their mind, their logic statement was, what if we didn't type anymore? What if we just spoke it instead of having to type it into Google? That's a good idea. So you're saying to invent a Siri for sign language? That's pretty dope. That's a great idea. I like that a lot, right? So guys, let's look at how people invent stuff right now, right? They understand the difference, right? All right. So my images disappeared for this. Electrical circuit with resistors and capacitors. You can learn about. We'll learn about that later. But that. I think I lost. All right. No, this is. All right. So this is called. I lost one of the other images, right? This is called. What is this right here? To the left. Oh wait a minute. You saw something. Where did you see a boot? No. All right. Let's stop right here. All right. Let's stop right here. So let's look at this. Let's invent an elevator. Do you think you can invent it? You want to know how the elevator was invented? So what is a pulley? Do you know what a pulley is? What is a pulley? Like if you have to lift something, you take the rope and you right? Yeah. A pulley, right? So you can take this rope, right? This is rope, and this is somebody's hand, and they can pull this thing right here. They can pull this all the way up. Just so you couldn't so you have to take a pulley and you want to take like a fridge and you want to take it to the top of a building, a skyscraper, right? The engineers, they have this pulley where they can just pull on the rope and it just brings the refrigerator all the way up to the top, right? All your time and energy. All your time and energy, right? What if we take the pulley, right? And what is this right here? This is like you ever open up your computer and you see all those electrical circuits and all that stuff?
No, I see.
Right? Electrical car. What does an electrical car do? The electricity pushes the car down the street, right? The big car, the electricity just pushes it down the street. So what if we take a pulley and electricity and put them together? What do we have? That's an elevator. That's an elevator, right? That's what an elevator is. An elevator is an electrical pulley. A pulley. Look, this is a pulley, right? All right, hold on. Let's look at a bit. 1 second. Let's look at a picture of a pulley. Let's look at a simple pulley, right? Look, this is a simple pulley. Simple pulley, right? If they want to take water out of a well, they use this wheel and that rope, and they can just bring the water up from a really, really deep well. Well, with the electricity now, you don't have to do the manpower. With the electricity, the electricity is the manpower, right? Just like an electrical car, right? The electricity in the car pushes the big heavy car down the street. So now you don't have to sit there and right? The electricity does that for you. You understand? And was that less time and less energy? The pulley just pulls it up right up, pulls the water out of the well really, really fast, right? So that's what an elevator does. The electricity gets rid of the hand. No more hands. Now the electricity just pulls the pulley up and we have an elevator.
Well, you still need to use your hands to get to the money.
All you have to do is just press the button.
Or use your
Use your finger. Now you don't have to sit there. What if they have to have people at the bottom of every building pulling the elevator up?
That would get tired.
How much energy would that take?
You'd
That would be so much energy. You'd fall asleep. You couldn't do it, right?
So about the car, about the electric car, since the electric, if you have a car, basically most of the time you'll want to drive in the car, right?
Yeah. Because you don't want to walk.
Yeah, but then at the same time you're giving the person who does the electric bill money.
That's right.
You're wasting all your money while you're driving a car.
But it's a lot less money than gas.
But then you still gotta buy gas.
You still have to, but it's a lot less. So if you spend $400 a week on gas, and you spend $60 a week on electricity, which is better?
No, electricity.
Gas is very expensive. Gas is expensive. $6 a gallon. I used to have a truck. Guess how much my truck would cost me every day to drive? $100 in gas every day. Every day. Every day.
Still go home, and when it's dark, you have to use the light, and then when you have your electric bill, you have to pay more than
That's
that.
right. That's what your mommy and daddy are worrying about all day.
Because you still got the lights you need,
That's
then
right.
you got the TV, then you got the microwave, then you got the refrigerator.
That's right. That's right.
And then you got the electric car. But then when you have a car going on gas, all you need is to buy just the gas, and you don't have a lot of electric bills.
Well, that's true. That's true.
My question is, when you pay for gas, does that mean it's like the cost for like $100 plus taxes?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like.
Do you know what I noticed? You know what I noticed in these classes? The girls sometimes or usually outdo the boys. The girls always outdo the boys. Yes, I don't like to admit this, but I have to admit this. Moses Moses tired. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Hold on, go ahead, my dear. Yeah. Hold on, go ahead. Hold on, champ. Go ahead, my dear. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be like wasting your time on it because like basically you're just wasting all your energy on
That's
one
right.
thing.
That's
You
right.
could be doing more things.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's why they say, you're absolutely right. That's why they say technology moves us forward.
Technology
Advances society. Advances society, right? It's not good? That's true. That's true, Moses. Guess what? But guess what? Guess what the downside of technology is, right? If we have cars, if we don't have to walk anymore, are we going to be as healthy?
No. And people are going to start becoming even more lazy.
People are going to get diabetes.
Because they eat.
You know what diabetes is?
Already here, we're going to get a lot more sleep.
People that exactly.
Because they don't walk.
People. That's right.
You're going to get sick.
You know what that means? You know what that means? You know what that means? That means that there's always going to be a place to add value in society. That means the game never ends. Even if you add value, you're going to have to say, okay, what is the downside of this? Because it's the value that you're trying to, the value of that product is going to create pain for other people. If you look, well, sometimes I go jogging. I'm old, so I try to go jog so that I don't get so out of shape, right? Yeah, I try. I try. I'm doing my best, right? I know, but it doesn't work like jogging on the street. You have to jog on the street.
At least you try.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm doing my best, right? Guess what I notice when I'm running down the street. When I look in the cars, inside the cars of people, I see a lot of people that are stuck in their car every day, that are not doing any exercise, that are overweight, diabetes, right? People are getting sick. Do you know right now in America there's an obesity crisis, and it's causing people are getting diabetes, having to get their arms and limbs cut off, losing their sight because high blood pressure. It's okay. High blood pressure, right? So that means adding value. Even if you add value, you have to look and say, okay, how is this going to hurt society, so that I can make a product to fix that, even when the product helps the world. That means it's a game. Okay, this is a game, and it's never going to end. There's always a place for you to add value in society. You just have to see it. Why do they call why do they call the CEO of the company that invented the value? Why do they call them the founder?
Because they started the whole thing.
Because they found the value. They saw it. They found it. You didn't see it. I saw it. I'm the founder. I'm the visionary. That's right. Just like chess. All right. Hold on. I have some better examples. I just want to show you guys. Let me see if I have any of this. Oh, here's another good example, right? Look at this one. This is my favorite one, all right? The boot, right? So how is this painful? The boot, remember we said you're going to put Siri and Google together and make, what did you say that was a funny name? What was it? Googerous. That's very funny. All right? He said you're going to take Siri and Google and make Googerous, right? That's going to be his invention, right? So how can we take these two things? What is the pain here? If you had to wear these hard boots every day with no socks, what's going to happen to your feet?
My feet don't break out. My feet don't start getting my feet.
You're gonna get athlete's foot.
Athlete's foot. Is that painful, sticky, right?
Oh yeah, my feet.
Your feet are going to swell up. Blisters and funky.
Your feet is gonna get rashes.
Rashes. You're going to get infection. You're not going to be able to walk. You're not going to be able to walk. Your feet will get swollen. All of these bad, painful, physically painful things are going to happen if you just wear these boots, right? So, and what's going to happen is so what if you could combine, remember what I said, what if? So if you, like how he said you put Google and Sirius together, we put the soft sock and this boot together.
A boot with built-in socks.
And what is that? What product is that?
That makes sense.
You understand? And that's how inventors think. That's how inventors think. It's just as simple as that. Do you know a 15-year-old boy invented the earmuff?
Yes.
Did you guys know that? He was 15. His name is Chester Greenwood. He invented the earmuff at 15, and he lived like a king for the rest of his life off of that one invention.
He took, I think it was sticks and cotton balls.
He was working in a farm. Poor, working in a farm, and he was outside playing. And every time his ears got cold, he would blow in his hands and put his hand over his ears. And he said, you know, what if I take the barbed wire used to make the fence and take some cotton from all the sheep? And that's how he made the earmuff.
And then all made it better.
And he just kept making it better and better and better, right?
What if I make a bracelet that could tell if somebody's dangerous?
How did he do that?
That could check,
You need everyone
like that it scans their face and it checks their criminal record to see if they're dangerous.
I would buy that. I would buy that for all of my children.
But one thing would be like this. That could never happen because some people
I think that's the future. I think that's going to happen. I think some places already have it.
They already have one.
They already have, yeah. They already have when you walk through the mall. Artificial intelligence scans who you are.
Those things that walk for you.
Artificial intelligence. All of what you guys are talking about is the world of artificial intelligence that everybody's scared of. You walk in the mall, it scans you, it knows where you are, knows who you are. It has your whole spec sheet.
Yeah, but I checked that and turned it into a bracelet.
And it's on a bracelet. Then you can just look at, like, if we have Apple Watches, that's the future.
Basically, you go like this and
That's dope. See? This is how they came up with these ideas. Young people like you are coming up with these ideas and making companies.
I just love
Yeah.
that produce music, like the song that you can.
That's dope. That's dope. I like that. Let's see if we get one more, my dear. Let's see if we have any more here. All right. How do we make this? What is this now? In the summer, do you want to wear UGG boots in the summer when it's 150 degrees outside? So how? Those are Jordans. Who said Crocs? You guys are really smart. You guys are really Alright? Real smart. That's what the Crocs are. They're a sneaker, they're comfortable, they're the UGG boot and a sneaker together. Alright, so listen, you know what this proves? This proves that you guys are smart enough to invent products that could create billions. This proves it. Let me see. Alright, that was the last example. Alright? Huh? Because it's for the summer. But it's Uggs because it's really comfortable. Really comfortable. Like I have Crocs that I literally run in my Crocs when I go running, and I can just run for days.
I just know what I do. You know how plastic
Yeah?
I know plastic, if you make a black shirt that
Blocks heat.
yeah, so you can still wear your favorite.
All right, so guys, I'm really proud of you. I'm really super duper proud of you guys. You guys are hands down the smartest class I've ever been in front of. And I've been doing this for 15 years. I've taught high school and college kids. You guys are the smartest kids I've ever been in front of. All right? So let me ask you a question. There's a show, right, on TV that talks about the greatest inventors of the last 100 years. Okay, would you guys do me a favor and watch that show and think about what we learned here today? It's called The Inventors. There's a series on it. The greatest inventions of the last 100 years. I sent it to you. Yeah. So let's see if we can take a look at it right now.
6 minutes.
Now remember, what if? Remember. All right, here. So you guys, what I want you to do, I sent Mrs. LeBron 3 videos, right? That you got 3 videos you ladies and gentlemen can watch. And as you're watching these videos, I want you to keep in mind what we went through today, because guess what? These people that invented this stuff, they're not smarter than you. They're not smarter than you. All right, it's the first thing you have to understand, that these people are not smarter than you. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not. Because when you watch their story, you realize that they were just like you when they were little boys and girls. All right, they were just like you. And a lot of times, you know the only difference between them and you? No. When they make mistakes, they don't let those mistakes stop them. They keep going. They push through their mistakes until they get to success. No matter how painful, and no matter how long it takes. Do you understand? So let's take a look. This video is only 5 minutes.
To your advantage with clear upfront pricing.
So I want you guys to watch these videos.
These ideas changed the world. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 inventions of all time. Number 10, paper. One of the Chinese people's 4 great inventions, paper was invented and developed in the 2nd century BC by the Han Dynasty. The idea eventually traveled to Europe, where paper mills began manufacturing the product on a larger scale. Without paper, the printing press would never have been invented, and our world would be very different. We would not have maps, paper currency, or books to disperse information. Its impact is truly endless. Number 9, the compass. Before the compass, sailors depended on landmarks or even the stars to navigate their ships. But once the Chinese began using
All right, hold on. So what did people write on before they had paper? What do you think they wrote on? I personally think that paper was invented in Africa and ancient Egypt. But that aside, what did people have to write on before they had paper? What did they do? Did they use leaves? Do you remember? Have you ever watched the Bible shows where Moses comes down from with the 10 Commandments, or the Flintstones, where Fred Flintstone taps out a letter on a stone? You ever see that? The 10 Commandments. Moses comes down the hill with the 2 things, and he's like, "These are the 10 Commandments," and he's tapped it out in stone. What about in the ancient Egyptian, the pyramids? What are on the pyramids? They're drawings on the pyramids. So the people before paper, they were probably using stone. How painful is it to write everything you have to learn on stone?
Hard.
How long is that going to take to write it on stone? I don't even know. That's a whole other conversation, right? Because they didn't have paper. Paper wasn't invented. Paper wasn't invented yet, right? It wasn't invented. Yeah. Say that again. Say that loud. What do they have? What else could they do instead of writing on stone? Could they take a stick and, what did you say?
They could take a stick and
write it on the ground, right? You know what? What else could they do? They could write it in music, leaves, right? What is paper made out of? What is paper made out of? Yeah. Water, and right. You have to make paper, has to be made, right? So let's see if we can find out what paper is actually made of. Let's see if we can Google that.
Paper is made out of transport and ingredients.
Let's see if we can ingredients. Best paper.
Oh, you can make it. It's possible.
Look, how paper is made. Look at this. Let's see how paper is made.
And we're back. The team is looking
So,
down the
so
barrel.
guys, you know what I'm trying to, you know what I'm trying to get at here? You know what I'm trying to get at here? To understand inventions of the past and the present, we have to understand history. We have to know what were people doing before these inventions even happened. So the people who invented the high heel shoe, right? Like these clothing designers, you think that they just came up with a new high heel shoe out of nowhere, out of thin air. Little do you know, these people have studied the history of the high heel shoes back hundreds and hundreds of years. So they know the history of the shoe. That means they know where it's going. This is why history is so important. Does this make sense, guys? You have to know what people were using before paper was even invented to understand how because people have to know, what were they doing now? Well, they were using Google. Well, instead of Google, why don't we give them Siri, right? Do you understand? History is does this make sense?
Yeah.
History is very important, right? That's why you come to school and study history. All great entrepreneurs that make stuff that you guys love, they love history. It's their favorite subject. Okay? So let's just look at how paper was made.
4:55 meeting.
Today, most commercially made paper is made from wood pulp, treated with chemicals and mechanically processed. Making paper by hand is a craft that involves techniques and materials that go back over 2,000 years.
Look at that.
These techniques have evolved over time, but the main ingredient remains the same: imagination. Handmade paper is a distinctive choice for a variety of uses, from fine stationery to limited edition prints.
All right, we don't want to get too boring, but do you
Natural
understand?
fibers, like linen, or these cotton remnants, are the raw materials for handmade paper. Workers place the cotton rag on a conveyor, which leads into a machine that chops it up into small pieces. It collects in a bin, ready for the next step, called beating the rag. Workers pour out the chopped up rag into a tub, called a hollander, that's filled with water. This machine beats the material into a pulp. Its only moving part is a large roll, weighing several tons.
That's a pulley.
Equipped with metal blades.
That's a pulley.
Workers
That's
fill
an
the
electrical
hollander
pulley right
with
there
up
to
to
make the
350
paper.
kilos of rag. Once all the rag is in, the giant roll descends to begin.
That's an
the
electrical pulley right there.
water pours down to soak the fabric as workers push it towards the roll. They sometimes take paper from previous batches, known as broke, and add it to the mix. They may also add dye to adjust the colour, depending on the desired effect.
That takes a lot of math. See, measuring, it's math.
After 8 hours of beating, workers feel the pulp's consistency. They will then take samples from this batch to make sure it doesn't contain any unbeaten rag or knots. Next, they add colourful scraps of paper to the pulp to create a decorative pattern. To make a sheet of paper, the vatman plunges a wooden mould into the pulp. As he lifts out the mould, he shakes it to even out the pulp. Water pours out, leaving only fibres caught on the mould's surface. He removes the mould's frame, known as the decal, and lowers the corner of the mould to drain away more water. He places the mould face down on a wet felt, then carefully lifts it away. A sheet of paper now lies on the felt, which he then covers with another wet felt. When pulp pours through the mould's metal screen, it traps the fibre and lets the water through. The vatman plunges the mould once again into the pulp and couches another sheet of this distinctive paper. At this point, the paper is 99% water. Workers bring the stack over to a hydraulic press to draw the water from the paper and link the fibers together. They press the papers with care so they don't burst right out of the felts. They brush any leftover pulp from the felts, leaving them clean and ready for the next batch of sheets. Now workers can handle the paper without it falling apart. They take the sheets from the felts and hang them to dry on plastic tubes. Once dry, they collect the sheets according to type and stack them for a final finishing press before they go on for shipment to customers around the world. The mold's frame leaves...
So guys, paper is basically, the invention of paper is basically clothing with water and whatever and other paper, yeah. I mean so they put these three things together and they make paper. And you, ladies and gentlemen, we all take it for granted, but look how that technology has sped up the world. What is putting paper out of business? What is disrupting the paper industry? The internet. The internet. The internet is getting rid of paper. Texting. No more paper, right? Paperless offices, right? The computer is disrupting the paper market. All right? All right, so guys, I wanted to show you one more thing. Do you understand? Do you understand why we're doing this? Do you understand how what you're doing in school translates to making stuff and then making money? Do you guys understand that? All right, so I want to show you one more thing that's really cool that I hope you think is cool. You want to finish that? Look at that. I'm really proud of them.
A distinctive feature of handmade paper. These papers are available in more than 30 colours, in various finishes, from smooth to rugged. There's a paper for every project, whether it's etching, watercolouring, drawing, or even folding.
Paper, yeah.
Can you get handmade toilet paper? That'd be a luxury.
All right, guys, this was awesome. I'm so proud of you guys. I want to show you one more thing. And I think, and you guys are ready for this. Yes, what's your question, my dear?
You said sticky notes are made out of paper, right?
Paper and glue.
Then how about some clear sticky notes that you can see through?
Well, that's an innovation, right? That's a disruptor, and that's basically.
I thought wasn't it made out of plastic?
You should look into that as a project. That's actually a really good question.
With Metroplex, I get a free 5G phone when I join.
And I can get the same great deals.
All right, so the world of engineering, which I happen to be, there are basically 6 basic machines in the world that you can take to make anything. 6 basic machines. Do you believe me? All right. No? Who says no? These are the 6 basic machines that are used to make everything. Cars, computers, bicycles, everything, the desk, everything on Earth is basically made of these 6 basic machines.
They're not.
Everything that you use in your day-to-day life is made of these 6 basic machines. I'm repeating myself like a parrot right now. Okay? So this is called, what is this? The wheel and axle. Right?
It's basically
That's right, right? We already used this one, the pulley, right? The inclined plane, the lever, the screw, and the wedge. All right. So a wedge is basically like if you were trying to lift this desk, right? You can lift the desk, right? That's going to be a lot of time. That's going to be a lot of energy and time, right? To lift the desk, or you can take a wedge. Yeah, but you can take a wedge, right, and stick it under the desk, and it'll lift the desk for you.
But wouldn't, you know what would be a better idea? Like, why don't if we put something really hard in front of the desk and you push against it and that will force the desk to?
Yeah, that's a wedge. That's a wedge, right?
What do we need to lift the desk up to put the wedge?
But the wedge, yeah, but the wedge will take you a lot less energy to get the smaller side of the wedge underneath the desk. If you tried to lift the desk like this, you'd have to, right? Right. But if you take a wedge and you take a hammer and smack the wedge up underneath the desk, now you got the desk up. A lot less work, right? So what I want you guys to do, right? Because essentially we're going to turn you into little engineers in here quickly. All right. What I want you guys, do you guys want to work in teams on this project?
Yes.
All right. So I want you guys to pick out your teams, the people who you're the most comfortable with, right? And I want you guys to take 10 products, each of you. Pick out 10 products, and I want you to figure out which of these basic machines were used to make that product. Anything. No, I want you to do it as a homework assignment. Because you know why you're doing this? Because once you start to see how other people have taken these machines and made stuff, you'll start to make stuff on your own. All right? Yes, sir. Well, why don't we do, I don't know, how many people are in this class? 24. So what is, if you divide, well, you let me know, Mr. Brown. So, you'd rather 4 groups of 6? Okay. Now, guess what? We should do a contest with this, right? This would be a cool contest, right? So, what do you think the prize for this contest should be? Who can come up? McDonald's? What about ice cream? Money? Money?
$20.
All right. 20 bucks each? You guys drive a hard bargain.
Or $10.
Yeah.
Actually, no, $90.
How about 8 on the report card?
$80 each? All right. Miss LeBron and I are going to discuss the prize. All right? Miss LeBron, myself, and the principal, we're going to come up with a good prize for this. At the very, you guys don't want ice cream. You guys don't care about that? No. You guys are in 4th grade and you want money as your prize.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So what I want you to do, is come up with 10. You know what? Miss LeBron and I are going to work. We're going to give 10. No, let me see. We're going to give you 10 products, right, that are already out in the world, like the electric car, Google, or whatever, right? And you have to analyze it and tell us which machines were used to make these 10 products. It's going to be hard. You have to figure out which of these machines was used to make. Yes, sir.
How are we supposed to do this as a homework assignment if we can't do it?
You guys don't have cell phones? All right, you can do it. Do you have computers? All right, do you have computers at home?
No.
Can you do Zoom? All right, well, Yeah, you guys have to invent ways of working together, all right? But you're gonna do it as a project in here, all right? And whichever team gets this right is gonna win something cool. All right? Maybe money, maybe Miss LeBron and I are gonna figure that out. Yes. What are the three students?
Who wants to go first? Gotcha.
You guys are gonna do a presentation to me right now? Really? This guy's an overachiever. You're a show off, man. You're the CEO of your own company already. Yes. You've done something on Google Classroom already.
I did on the same day that
Really? This class.
different types of pain and the solution. 5 types of physical pain. 1. Acute pain. Sit down. What happened to my...
You're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing awesome. Keep going.
2. Radicular pain. Solution. Rest or activity modification.
What is radicular pain? I know I told you guys about. I didn't think I was going to actually do it. Radicular. And what kind of pain is that? Like, is that like pain where you're in really severe pain or something? What is it? Okay. Okay.
Chronic pain. Solution. Exercise or concealing.
Counseling. Chronic pain. Okay.
Neuropathic. Solution. Opioids or antidepressants. Receptive pain. Solution. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs and opioids. Emotional pain. 5 different types. Solution. Guilt. Solution. Take responsibility for your actions and express remorse and regret without letting it turn into shame. Anxiety. Solution. Use stress management or relaxation techniques. Anger. Solution. Practice deep breathing exercises or repeat a calming word or phrase such as take it easy. Shame. Solution. Mindfulness and meditation. 5. Sadness. Solution. Find a creative way to express your sadness or write your thoughts in a diary.
That is so. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say about you. If you were working for me, I might have to give you a Rolex. That was impressive.
A Rolex. I'll take that now, by the way.
Take that now. I'm really proud of you. There you go. The guys are stepping up.
5 physical and emotional pain by Caleb Wilder, class yesterday at 10.
Yes, sir.
5 emotional pain. Number 1, depression. 2 solutions of depression is education, lifestyle change, support, social support, and psychological therapy.
I need all 3 of those. All of them.
Number 2, anger. 2 solutions of anger is get some exercise and take a time out. Number 3, sadness. 2 solutions of sadness is take care of yourself, eat well, exercise, and rest. Take time for yourself. 4, shame. 2 solutions of shame is you can learn to identify and respond to shame and recognize shame that it arises in your life. Number 5, 2 solutions of grief is complete
Awesome. Can you say this to me? Because I need to study this myself.
Five physical pain. Yes. Number one, cancer. Two solutions for cancer is surgery with chemotherapy and or radiation therapy. Number two, diabetes. Two solutions for diabetes are healthy eating habits can also help you manage your weight and reduce your heart disease risk. Number three,
Sciatica. What is that?
sciatica. Two solutions for sciatica are ice packs and some exercise. Number four, sick. Two solutions for sick is drink plenty of fluids like water, protein, or get extra rest to help your body recover. Number five, hungry. Two solutions for hunger is to do something to eat or eat fruits and vegetables.
There you go. Give me a high five, man. That is very good, brother. Do you guys know how valuable this is? Do you know how you could sell this?
Yeah.
Do you know that schools all over the country are they're in chaos because kids are in emotional pain. They don't know what their emotional pain is, and they don't know how to self-regulate and fix it. Do you understand that this presentation here, with you young people doing this, is very valuable for schools all across this country, and people should actually pay for this. Schools should actually pay for what you've done.
Well, how much?
They should pay you at least $1,000 each school. Just think about the amount of pain. Just think about all the pain that's in the schools. Kids are fighting. They're getting in trouble. The teachers can't get them to calm down. They're not well behaved like you young people. They're in the classes not understanding their pain, and they don't know how to deal with it. The teachers are going, they have security guards in the school, wrestling and fighting the kids. The kids are dealing with all sorts of pain that they don't even understand. Could you imagine if they learned this and understood their own pain, how much better the schools would function and operate?
I could be your therapist.
Literally, this is very, very important. I didn't think you guys were actually going to do this. This is very valuable. Go ahead, my dear.
Ill emotional and physical pain.
You look like a CEO. You like a CEO of Essence Magazine or something.
The difference between physical and emotional pain is that physical pain hits on the outside and emotional pain hits on the inside.
Yeah. Did you hear what she said?
No.
Say that again. Say that again. That's very important.
The difference between physical and emotional pain is that physical pain hurts on the outside and emotional pain hurts in the inside.
Very good. Yes.
For example, if I bang my knee and it hurts, that's physical pain. If I move away and I feel sad, that's emotional.
That's right. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. No. I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Questions are good. When people are asking questions, that means what you're saying is valuable and they want to buy it.
Five types of physical pain are straight sore muscles, broken bones, headaches, and pain.
Nice.
Two ways to fix a sprain is ointment and roll-ins. Two ways to fix sore muscles is massage and take an icy cold bath. Two ways to fix a broken bone is to have surgery or put a cast in. Two ways to fix headaches is to take some pills and eat some vegetables. Two ways to fix joint pain is to stretch and massage. Five types of emotional keep track of your art, have a pain measurement chart, and also paint your
Who showed you this? Did you do this with your parents?
No,
You did this by yourself?
We kind of did something like that at the beginning of school year, but yeah, she took it to another level.
This is very impressive. This is really good. That is really good. That's really good. That is really good. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm saying I'm shocked. But this is good. Like, I've seen people in corporate grown-ups that can't do something as you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
Good for you.
Somebody had a question for you, Jordan.
It was me.
Go ahead.
It was Mooch.
Go ahead, Kayla.
The question I had was like, we went up to this. Oh, that one. The question was, how like when physical pain and emotional pain, anything can happen anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, physical pain.
When it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it can happen at any time. One of them can create the other. So if you're in physical pain, like if my shoes, right? If my shoes are too tight and I'm walking down the street.
It's like it's gonna smush.
Yeah, and then I get bunions, and I might be walking down the street and literally start to shed tears and cry. Literally. That's happened. One time. That's how you feel in the mall? Yeah. One time I bought these shoes from this store called Barney's. I saved up literally almost $1,000 for these shoes. And when I got there, I wanted them so bad they didn't have them in my size. But I wanted these shoes because I wanted to show off to people that I could have some expensive shoes. So like a moron, I bought them anyway. And for a year, I was walking around Manhattan. My feet were on fire.
Should have bought some of it.
But they didn't have it in the bigger size, but I wanted the shoes anyway, right? So the physical pain had me almost walking down the street daily in tears. I would literally be walking like this, like just, my feet were on fire, right? So now I make sure that when I buy shoes, I buy like the soles in them so that my feet don't hurt. Or get them a size bigger. Yes, sir.
I think every exam starts with physical pain on the outside, mental and
Emotional pain is on the inside. Yeah, that was the first thing you
what
said, right?
happens if you eat meat but you hurt your bone, which is inside of your body?
Inside you physically. But what she was saying
it's
that
inside here, but it's physically hurting.
physically,
It's not hurting like your
heart and your mind. Yeah,
It's just like
it's hurting you physically. Right?
Anybody else
it's
had a
inside, but
question?
it's
You had a question, Bob?
Do you run track?
Yes.
Do you play sports? You run track?
I do a lot of sprints.
Obviously. All right, so she's not only intellect. Remember we talked about the 3 A's?
Yes.
Does she hit the athletic part?
Yes.
Does she hit the academic part?
Yes.
Remember we said Jesus. So remember we said that each one feeds the other. If you get good at athletics, it's going to feed your intellectual, and if you have the art and all three working at the same time, you're a star. You're a star. You're a star. People are going to give her anything she wants. If she continues, when she graduates from college, every company is going to give her whatever salary that she wants because they don't want her working for their competition. Because she's the type of person that puts you out of business. Right here. And I'm sure all of the rest of you are just as capable as her. But this is an example of it right here. If I had a company, I would stay very close to this little girl, and when she graduates from college, I'd offer her anything she wants, because the last thing I want is her working for my competition. All right? You should be very proud of yourself. Very impressive. All right? So this is very valuable for schools. You guys literally could put this presentation together and sell it to principals to show it to their kids. You know how much pain it would cause? First of all, the principals may not need security anymore. So all of those people that are doing security, that the principal has to pay security,
Out of business.
gone. All right? The principal doesn't need the police there because there's no more violent incidents. People are in control of their emotions. Nobody's fighting anymore. The teachers are going to be happy because the kids know why they're doing their work and they're in control of their emotions so that they can get their work done. The school is going to run like an electric car. No noise. No need for the principal to come in screaming at everybody. The kids literally can teach themselves because they're in control of their emotions. All right? That's the top of the food chain. Those are the people that you see. When you see limousines driving around with tinted windows, people like her are in them. Because the employers that employ her don't want her in any pain at all. All they want is to make sure she continues to do stuff like this. They don't want her walking down the street. They'll have somebody bring her her food. She will be taken care of like royalty. All of you. All of you. Just because you understand how to regulate your emotions and then you can get your work done. If you can regulate your emotions, you can work in teams and you can make really cool products that sell and make companies millions and billions of dollars. Understanding your emotions is it's more important than your math. It's just as more important as if you don't have your emotions under control, you could know how to read and write, or is it gonna help anybody?
No.
Because you can't work with other people and you're a liability to the team. But if the team is all in control of their emotions, they can talk and help each other, that team is unbeatable. The only way you're going to beat that team is if you just wipe them out. You're not going to beat that team. You're not going to beat that school. That school is going to run roughshod over the district. And your principal will become the superintendent. All right? Superintendent is the CEO of the whole district. All because you guys understand your emotions. All right? You understand? You understand what's in it for you? All right? You understand what's in it for you? What's in it for you is that you're going to be the leaders of your community. All right? People will give you their money. They'll give you all the money you want. Money's just a way of keeping score about how much pain you're curing for the world. Money means nothing. It's just a way of keeping score. Who's winning? Whoever cures the most pain makes the most money. And all that you're learning in school is teaching you how to read about it, and write about it, and sell it. Make it and sell it. You understand? All right, guys? All right, so do you like this project? Do you think this project is cool? All right, I'll send you an email with it. All right. So what you're going to do, yes, ma'am. What you're going to do is you're going to take the 6 basic machines. Remember, every machine, every product, literally 90% of the stuff that we use is made of these 6 basic machines. You want to be able to walk down the street when other people are like, wow, that's a really complicated car. I don't know how that car is made. You can look at it and be like, it's made of this, that, and the other. You know exactly how to make it. They'll never know this unless they know what the 6 basic machines are. They won't even be able to see how they all came together and made a car. And then once you can make the car, guess what you can do to the car?
Make it better.
You can make it better. You can improve. You can add more value to it. Right? And whoever provides a product with the most value wins. You're going to win. Elon Musk knows how to put more value in a car. He's making more money than any other car manufacturer in the world. The whole world is terrified of him because he makes the most money. No, he's big. All the engineers that know how to do this, they make the most money hands down.
What about more money than him? What about the president?
The president, they tell the president what to do. The president works for them. They order the president around. President doesn't make. The president makes money when they give it to the president. They are in charge of the president. They're the president's boss. Yes. Who gets to pick out the ice cream? You.
Can I make it? What? Can I make it too? What is it? What? Yeah. The debate about ice cream. Not the only one who stopped it.
All right, whatever. All right, so guys, I'm really, I'm glad I came here. I was excited about coming to see you guys, and you guys are really sharp. Do I say this a lot? Do you believe me?
Yes.
You have to believe me. You have to know. There are a lot of kids that can't do what you've just done, especially you. Especially you. All right. I know you, and I know you guys are all capable of doing what she does. I know you guys can all do it. She just did it.
They're just getting that end of the year.
Yeah. No, you guys have been working hard, and you've done a lot of other stuff. But I know you guys are capable of this. I can tell. I can tell the first moment I walked in here. The moment he came downstairs and got me, I knew I was dealing with a different group of kids. All right. And your principal said that whatever my kids want, I get it for them. That's what the world is going to do for you if you continue to do this. The world is going to tiptoe around you if you continue to do what we're doing, right? So this is just practice. So I'm going to be quiet because I've said enough. I think we've said enough, right? And I want you to work on this project, and me and myself and Miss LeBron are going to figure out what your prize is going to be. It's going to be something good, I promise. You deserve it.